Listen, Mike, this is obviously not the normal stuff about sports.
It's not.
We're gonna
wait. They can see me right now.
Yeah. They can see you, man. We're live. We're live money, man. You're not in the background.
Man.
Listen, you're the piece. You're the main attraction here, man. Listen,
Bert got another vacation.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, Bert's sick, guys. So we didn't do a traditional show tonight, but I wanted to get on here because we wanted to do the Bucket of Doom. We wanted to not skip that and give you the Steve's Trifecta picks, and we wanted to react to the Noah Syndergaard news. But there's a lot of things that happened in the world of the NFL that we're not going to get into tonight, but there is nothing more important. And the only thing I really wanted to bring up to you, Mike, was the Mike McCarthy's new motivational monkey butt paste motivation that he used for the Dallas Cowboys victory this past weekend over the Falcons. And you'll find out about that next. Sports. Oh, no, Mike left me. Mike left the room as we were doing the theme song, and I'm here by myself. So hopefully Mike will come back here in a minute. Hopefully he plugged his computer in, and let me see if I can get him on the phone. Yeah, well, anyway, Bert is sick, guys. So this is not a traditional stuff about sports. And thank God Mike's back because I panicked for a second.
Yeah. Second time this week, this thing just freezes. But
oh no,
man!
But you're back, so Mike. Like I said, this is basically this is stuff about sports overtime. This is not a traditional stuff about sports, but yeah, I was reading Mike McCarthy after their loss to Denver, where a lot of people were humiliating them. Mike McCarthy entered what they called Raw Week, RAW, Red Ass Week. And to coincide with that, he brings a jar of, this is real, you can Google it, monkey butt paste, anti-itch cream or something like that. It's a real product. And he brought a can of it to the Dallas Cowboys facility, and he passed it around, and all the players got to touch it. And that was his way of galvanizing the troops. And apparently that's the reason why they went out and destroyed the Falcons like 40-7. And I think that's hilarious because that team is literally winning in spite of him. And he's just doing anything and everything he possibly can to be relevant because Kellen Moore calls the offense, Dan Quinn calls the defense, and Mike McCarthy just stands there and mismanages timeouts. And it's hilarious.
With butt paste.
Butt paste is going to, so all you Cowgirl fans out there, rejoice and be glad in it. Mike McCarthy and his monkey butt paste is here to take you all the way to the Super Bowl. So Mike, like I said, real quick show. We're going to talk about Noah Syndergaard, and then because we're big Mets fans and this is big Mets news, he's not the only Mets news. And then obviously we'll pull from the bucket and give you Steve's trifecta. So the Mets go through this month-long process of trying to find a general manager, and it's kind of one hand behind your back, at least to me. Maybe you can speak more. You're a more intelligent Mets fan than I am, but it seemed like it was more of a one hand behind our back deal because Sandy Alderson wants to do half of the job. And so it's hard to bring in a general manager who can only do the baseball operations part. And you know, a lot of us wanted Theo Epstein. There was a lot of clamoring for some other guys out there. And Ricky, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping in and popping up with us.
Ricky.
So give me our new GM. He looks like comedian Brian Callen. You know, we had to research and figure out who he looked like. But Billy Epler, you know, give us some backstory on him and your overarching thoughts of him becoming the new Mets general manager.
So the way I guess Sandy thought his job would be he would be the voice of Steve Cohen, But
Mhm.
obviously, we've learned that Steve Cohen has his own voice, right?
Yeah.
And he's
Right.
going to always project that on Twitter or whatever. So Sandy doesn't have a job there. So you're right. Like he's kind of taken on the president of baseball operations and stuff like that. And nobody wanted that job. And my attitude towards our GM and president of baseball operations not wanting this job was I didn't care, right? We had,
Mhm.
as long as players want to come here, I don't care. So
Yeah.
now that's kind of changed a little bit. But what I'm excited about with Billy Epler is this is the guy who, with no money out in California with the Angels, was able to sign Big Mike Trout,
Big Mike Trout. What has
and
he
then
ever done?
convince the Babe Ruth of Japan, Otani, to
Mhm.
not go to a major market, but to
Yeah.
come to the Angels. So he did those two things as a GM for the Angels. He's also was the number 2 guy for Cashman. So he was like Cashman minus the cash, just makes him the man, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
Steve Cohen's got the cash. Billy's now got the reins of the New York Mets. I'm hoping that, I mean, we lost the big one today, Noah,
Yeah.
and it sucks if Noah is what he was in 2015, but 2015 was 7 years ago. So,
100%.
yeah, so I don't know how much we lost. I wish Noah all the best. I'm upset the Mets didn't even get a chance to like even do a counter offer. So I don't look at it as Noah got 21 million. We're already going to give him 18.4. So we lost him for 2.6 million, which in the world of sports is pennies.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially to
so
Steve Cohen. So, and
yeah,
listen, you kind of said it. So as the shock of him leaving, and I think a lot of it had to do with how he carried himself in the past couple weeks. He was super New York guy. I love New York, and then to do this, I don't know if he felt like the offer was a lowball offer. Listen, he's only pitched 2 innings since 2019. I don't know what he was expecting. I
no,
felt like, I'm never mad at a player going out and getting his money, but it just felt weird how he always projected himself as Mr. New York to just bolt at the very first chance at this offer. And listen, the Angels got a good one. Him and Shohei, they're 2 power pitchers. I believe they're both left-handed, or I think Shohei pitches predominantly left hand, even though he could probably do both. And then you add Mike Trout. I mean, the Angels are going to be nice, and it's sad to see him go again for less than $3 million. It with all the I think it hurts more because Billy Epler is not the GM we wanted. And so then you lose out on that. Michael Conforto is probably going to leave. And now you're losing Noah. Like Stevie is supposed to bring talent in. Like and it seems like talent is leaving. I pray to God we sign Javier Baez, or I don't know what we're going to do as a city.
yeah, they got draft picks for him. Yeah, you're right. They're gonna get
Oh my
a
God.
second round pick for Noah, which is great. We also still have $18 million. They need to sign Marcus Stroman. But I have a theory that I shared with a couple of Met fans today. One of them being Vintage. Shout outs to Vintage Mets
Yep.
and Carlos. So Pete Alonso got married this week.
Yep.
And my theory is Noah Syndergaard didn't get invited, and he caught feelings, and then he caught him,
No.
and then he went over to Cali. And like when you really think about it, like there was a lot of guys there.
Yeah.
I didn't see Noah, and maybe Noah knew he was going to take an offer.
Yeah.
The other shady thing behind this is apparently Noah's camp was telling teams that were offering him, get all your offers in on Monday because on Tuesday I have to take the physical, and if I fail the physical on Tuesday, I'll opt into the Mets 18 million offer.
Yeah.
And that's dirty. That's dirty. And
so yeah, like I think that's the other people are having a hard time wrapping their head. Like at the presser specifically, if you were going to listen to other offers, be honest about it. You know,
Mhm.
there's no need to be, especially if you know there's an inkling that you're going to. Ricky, don't you dare say that to me. Baez is rumored to go to Boston. I swear to you, I will drive out to Citi Field and I will destroy it. Listen, I don't blame Noah for taking the money, just like I don't really I don't blame the Mets for not offering anything more than the qualifying offer. We just said it. Like, the guy hasn't really been there in the last few years. Like, he's one of those guys that you react to the overwhelming potential that he
Right.
has. But he hasn't really matched, he hasn't really given us what he's supposed to give us. The return on investment isn't there. I'm not big on draft picks in baseball. Like, I feel like the draft pick in baseball is probably the least valuable pick in all sports. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, great. We got a second round draft pick. Great. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, they're going to go to the farm system for 6 years and then maybe
Yeah,
we'll see it.
I agree. When people try to say baseball tanks, like, I
Mhm.
get very emotional about it because it's like throwing darts with a blindfold on. Like, you might hate your girl before you hit the board. Like, in
for
all
sure.
seriousness, like, it's some workout, a lot workout, but it's percentage wise, it's a lot less of a no-brainer than football. Like, that's why we don't have a draft night for baseball on this
Yeah.
network. But yeah, the other thing that you touched on that I want to kind of bring up is pitching as a whole right now is getting a ridiculous amount of money. Like, you're seeing guys get contracts that are out of hand. But the one thing we don't have to worry about is there's going to be a shutdown. So December 2nd, nobody's playing for anybody. So, don't get your hopes up with that being resolved before spring training rolls around. So it's going to be a weird offseason. But I'm hoping before that shutdown, Steve Cohen maybe picks up a Baez, maybe picks up a Stroman, because look, like, I think about Noah Syndergaard in the way I think about CM Punk in a lot of ways. Like, he's an enjoyable character, but how much does he have left in the tank? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I've seen more of Noah on social media than I've seen on the mound in the last 3 years. So first rounders aren't guaranteed. I'd rather have lower picks with possible upside. I agree with that. I mean, Michael Conforto was one of those guys, came fresh out of college, and there's a bunch. I mean, Mike Piazza is a Hall of Famer, and he was drafted last in his class as a favor to Tommy Lasorda because Tommy Lasorda knew his family. So you never know what you're going to get.
We just had that issue with the kid from Vanderbilt, right? The rocker kid, first round pick, and he didn't show up, didn't sign anything. Like, it's like I said, the baseball draft picks least valuable. It's why they don't televise, or there's no news on the MLB draft. Like, nobody cares. It's not important. The players don't matter. And it's, again, the problem is the Mets, the hype came so fast once Steve Cohen bought that team. And now, and this is big city. This is how it is now. Everything's going to be under a microscope. We needed a general manager. I don't know if we have one. We need starting pitching. You lose a starting pitcher. Now we need some bats, right? Like, and now you're about to lose Javier Baez. Like, we need an outfielder because we're going to lose. We're losing Michael Conforto. It's everything's going backwards for the Mets. Like, unless they're working on something magical. It sounds like they're probably going to need to go with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange into the multiverse and try to grab some help. So long, Noah. Tank is under half. Listen, we've talked about this plenty in on the network and all our sports shows. It's you either better be in first place or you better be in last place. The worst place you want to be is right in the middle. 500 is the worst place to be in sports. So if you're not going to be any damn good, tank, be the worst, because it only can help you in the future. And I'm all for tanking in all sports. If you're not going to be good, there's no need to be 500 just to sell tickets. Like, people are going to come to the games anyway. So Ricky says pitching wasn't our issue. Offensive, no, pitching was our issue. Both of it. Pitching was our issue.
It was all the above. Yeah,
it was all. Like
Yeah,
it never like when our pitching was great, our offense was awful. Once our offense was great, our pitching was awful.
mhm,
When DeGrom went down, I know a lot of people don't like hearing it. The season was over. It was over 4
agreed.
months, 5 months before the season was actually over. Even when we had an 8-game lead, it was over because even if somehow through the like hair on our balls that we made it into the playoffs without any real starting pitching, we weren't going to go far at all.
Well, also think about this.
Mm,
Walker was an all-star, right?
yeah,
So DeGrom got the nod.
yeah,
He didn't want to play. He never played again for the rest of the
yeah.
year. He was
Mhm.
injured. Which, by the way, he claims the MRI machine hurt his arm, not his pitching.
So yeah, they said that,
Yeah,
and I've never even heard of that. Like the way they had him positioned on his stomach with his elbows up behind his back for an hour. I've never even heard of that.
dude, crazy to think
Never.
that that's how you got injured. Like he's blaming it on that. But I digress. That's not what I want to talk about.
Mhm,
So Walker,
mhm.
right, was all-star caliber season. He had a great first half. His
Mhm.
second half, everybody was hitting him. And you know what
Yeah.
changed?
What's that?
The little inspection. They couldn't use their spider
Oh,
check.
so Taiwan Walker's a cheater. They'll get him out of here
I
because he was
I don't
awful.
I don't know. I wouldn't call him a cheater, but he was putting extra grip on the ball. I mean,
They all were, and
exactly. Yeah. And
it is what it is.
we've had people on this network say that everybody uses it and it's going to be
Mhm.
dangerous if they don't. Uh
Yeah,
and like I said, the Olympic ball baseball has built-in grip and
yeah,
and they still let the guys use rosin, which is crazy. So it has
yeah.
built-in grip and it has rosin. The reason why I brought up the doctored ball is shooting is down in the NBA. The shooting percentage is way
Yeah,
down. And you
yeah.
know what
They changed the
changed?
ball. They
They
changed the
did.
ball.
Yeah.
Mhm. And
So,
players don't like it. There's a lot of players that don't like it, man. It's
dude,
different. Everything takes getting used to. I am interested because NFL has within the last decade changed the the composition of the football. NBA actually totally switched basketballs and switched back because nobody liked it.
a whole
br-
different brand.
brand and then they switched back, but then they also changed the composition of the new ball just this past off season.
Right.
The baseballs have been like, I know they hollowed them out a few years ago to help the baseballs
Mm,
travel a little farther, and that's cool, but I think the next evolution, if they're going to ban these substances, is to make a grippier ball, like make a
I
ball with
agree.
some texture on it. So these pitchers, who are throwing 50 times a game,
Yeah.
don't have to keep wiping their hands on their dirty shirts and making the ball all oily and nasty. Like add some grip to that thing. It'll help everybody.
Think about a ball that doesn't have grip. A golf ball has it
Yeah,
even more than it ever did back in the day, right?
yeah, hmm
Uh, yeah, every major ball, including a hockey puck, which is not a
yeah,
ball, has that
yeah.
grip around the
Yep.
the edges. So, yeah, baseball's got to evolve. Literally, the baseball has to
The
evolve.
baseball has to evolve, and it's odd that they will take away spider tack and all this other stuff for the pitchers, but they won't, and they'll hollow the ball to help hitters. It's odd. It's just an odd thing
Yeah,
happening.
yeah,
So listen, man, the Mets, man, listen, I joked about it on the Mets extremist. Shout out to the Mets extremists. But once we signed Billy Epler and then in quick succession, Noah went to the Angels, I said, hey man, season's over. Spring training. I was like, season's over, guys. Let's get ready for 2023 and hope for the best. And try to do this thing. All right. So Mike, the reason, like I said, Bert's sick. We hope Bert feels better. Obviously, he's coming down with something. It's been rough. He's been traveling all over the world, and
yes.
it was bound to catch up. And he had a well deserved vacation. So we'll be back next week. The Tuesday before Thanksgiving. We are going to do a Thanksgiving draft. We'll do some fun Thanksgiving themed stuff, and maybe if the guys from the Divide ain't doing nothing, they can join us or whatever. But Steve from Sportsbet Steve, he went undefeated last week, brings him up to a total of 14-4. And
It's pretty good.
I will tell you, if you put $20 down just on the 3 games he's giving you every week, you would be up over $1,000. Yeah, man, come on. We'll make it a happy hour. I'll do it.
Yeah.
we'll talk about it. Yeah. Um. So last week I had their games written down. He had the Pats, Dolphins, and Titans. The shock there is the Dolphins that had a 7.5 point. They were getting 7.5 points against the Ravens, and they actually ended up beating them, which is crazy. So, like I said, if all you did was put $20 down on the picks that you're getting here on Stuff About Sports every week, you would be up $1,000. And we started this in week 3. So, if you're somebody like me that just wants, I'm not scared to put $60 down, you could win $300 every week with an investment of $60. This week he has the Giants plus 11.5 versus the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers just lost to the Washington mascotless team. The important stat here is that the Giants are 8-1 versus the spread this year. So, I mean, I don't know.
Vegas knows what the Giants are worth. Vegas should hire the Giants should hire Vegas as their GM because they know what they're missing.
Yeah, basically, it's like they know. And so plus 7.5, and Steve thinks they'll cover. He has the Pats giving 6.5 points. The Pats have covered every single game this season. So the Pats are playing the Falcons, which is probably a pretty safe bet. And then he has the Packers -2.5 versus the Vikings. And it's Aaron Rodgers. That was his explanation. So
he's immunized now. Like
he's immunized. He's inoculated. He's vaxoculated, or he's everything. He's purified by the waters of Lake Minnetonka, and he's ready to play football, man.
Did you see any of his commercials this week? Or are they back?
They scaled them back. They
still are scaling them back. All right. We gotta I watch a lot of Red Zone, but we gotta keep an eye on that to see when he gets back. Because
I saw it on Twitter that people were saying that they still scaled it back. His MVP odds actually dropped because there's no way they're giving him the MVP. This is where the political part of football happens. And even though his stats may back it up, there's no way the NFL is going to give somebody who lied about COVID or getting vaccinated about COVID. They're not. That's over with.
Do you know what blew my mind the other day? The fact that Kyrie Irving, because his team actually plays in New York City, can't play because he's not vaccinated, right?
Yep. Right.
If like the Giants and Jets were actually in New York, I bet you we'd have this issue with a few of their players.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
it's weird. Well, the NFL, I believe, is I think if they're like 90-95% vaccinated. I mean, and there's only 3 states that have it, but I know all of the LA teams. I believe California is one of the states that you have to be vaccinated to work, and all the LA team players, they're all vaccinated. I can't remember the other state, and obviously New York, but and again, you can have an argument about the morality of the law or the rule, but at the end of the day, if you want to play Kyrie Irving, you have to get vaccinated, and it doesn't matter if you get traded to Philadelphia, which is right across the way, and then you can come to Brooklyn and play. That the law is the law, and as unfair it may or may not be. That's exactly what it is. But yeah, those are the picks: Giants, Patriots, Packers. If you want to win some money, like I said, Steve is 14-4 on the season, so check him out there. And then what we actually came here to do, Mike, the bucket of doom. Now this week's going to be. I wish I had like a bucket of doom sounder, like some type of evil sounding spooky.
We need like a villain, the dun dun dun.
Yeah, that's basically.
Yeah.
I feel like I have that, man. I feel like I have something like that, but I'm scared to hit the buttons because I don't know what buttons are what. Let's just run through them.
Liberal media.
Definitely not that.
Sounds
could be.
Could be
Underrated.
Could be it. Nope, not that. Not that.
That's like the opposite.
Yeah.
Is that guy?
So I thought I had a evil type.
We got to get like a maniacal laugh or something, especially when it's a bad pick.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Man, I feel like I had that before, man, and it's let me
I
see.
thought you did too. I remember.
I remember something, but now I can't get this. It's funny because I have these keys like popped up, and I can't get the actual board to pop up on my screen. I feel like I do have one. It's just not now. It's no longer popping up on my screen, and because that's how I used to do it before. And then I learned how to like set the keys up and do it. And I feel like I did have one. And let me see. I'm just gonna start hitting buttons and see what happens. Nope, nope, nope.
Number 5.
Nope, definitely not that. Yeah, I guess I got rid of it, man. That sucks.
Liberal media.
We tried that already. Yeah.
I like
not
it this
liberal.
way. Now that it's the bucket of doom, put me in the because then I could look up what the week. What is this, week 11?
Oh my god, yeah, it's week 11. It's
Jeez.
I said it on the last show with Bert. I mean, the NFL season is the fastest 17 weeks of the calendar year every time. It's like for
Yeah.
some reason it just goes by super duper fast. It's really annoying that it happens to be here. See, like it's the button thing is here, but it's not showing up on my screen, and it's really annoying. And I can't get it to yeah, that's strange that it's not showing up. So I used it on the last time I used it. It was on dual monitor, but I don't have a dual monitor set up, so I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it's not popping up like it should. Well, that sucks. That really does suck. Do you have the?
I'm gonna have the
Stish-
bot. I got the schedule and I'm looking up the buys right now.
He said, "Do I have an Angel Veg button?" No. I got in trouble for that. So
No,
more.
you didn't.
Yeah, I got
but
by one of the listeners. All right, so this
Good.
bucket of doom is going to be a little different because we're doing it late. We're trying to be fair to everybody, and so there's not going to be a redraw, even for me and Mike, because it wouldn't be fair to the other guys. If you know that, because they're not listening. I'm sure they're all asleep right now, especially Bert. He's been sick. Corey has to go teach people, and Ty, he's probably awake, but he doesn't pay attention to our phone, our text messages. So we will pick, and whatever the teams may be, it may be. We figured it was better to do it this way than have bye weeks, because that's not really fair, because it doesn't change anything if we all get automatic wins. So somebody has to lose, and the bucket wouldn't be fun if people didn't lose. Mike, you have the schedule up for us?
yeah, I have the schedule and I have the buys for next week. So
Okay,
I'm ready.
cool. So here we go. Shaking it. And picking for Bert. I'm going to just do it in alphabetical order. So I'm picking for Bert first. Bert has the New England Patriots.
The Falcons.
Wow. Yeah, we just talked about that. That's a good
Yeah. Yep.
pick. Good for Bert. All right. Picking for Corey. The Tampa Bay Bucks. Wow.
I hope they do better than they did for me.
Yeah. Bucks
They're
have the
def-
Giants.
Giant. Oh my God.
Dang,
The rich
man.
get richer, man.
Rich.
This is-
Here we go. Picking for me now. The Rams.
I think they're on a buy. I'm dead serious. They're on a buy.
Oh yes. I'll take it. Yes,
So-
they are on a buy.
Yeah, it's the Rams and the Broncos. So you better give me the
Ooh.
Broncos.
Well, I'll take the Rams, boy. I need that, boy. I'll take the Rams for sure. Speaking of the Rams, they're starting to fall apart a little bit. Do you think they should be concerned, or is this just like a blip on the radar? Like, because they dropped some games here.
I would be
don't know if they-
concerned
Okay.
because, yeah, they went out and got, like, I don't know, they're doing it LA style. They're getting, and it's
curse of LBJ or OBJ is back. Team sucks now because he's on the team. All right, Mike, here we go. Mike has the Cowboys.
Jesus Christ.
Monkey
can't-
butt paste.
Yeah, they better bring all the Chiefs. Jeez.
which version of the Chiefs are you going to get? The ones that played the Bills or the ones that just beat up on the Raiders, man?
I was gonna say, judging by my record,
Yeah.
it's the Raiders one.
And Ty has the Detroit Lions.
The Browns. That's
Okay.
that's a
winnable,
winnable
man.
game.
That's winnable.
I'd
Hey,
rather
listen.
be in Ty's shoes right now.
Shout out to the Browns. I mean the Lions, because they didn't.
They need a
lose last
win,
week.
right? They need
Yeah.
a win too. So
They need a win, but they didn't lose last week. They ended in a tie. They need to stop the tie thing. I don't understand what's the prop. Like, I like colleges.
I
Now, I don't
blame
like-
you. I blame you though.
I know. Why?
Because you told the whole group that they won, and we all
Oh, yeah,
we're
yeah.
like, I thought I was watching Red Zone. I thought my TV was slower than yours, and I was
Oh.
pissed. And no, they did not. They did not win.
Yeah, I got fooled by the internet on that one because I was watching the Bills
Mm-hmm.
and my Red Zone. I wasn't watching Red Zone either, so I was kind of like on my phone, and I think there was like a joke that because they tied or whatever it was, so they were like, yeah, they won. Like, I guess it was that's what it was. And I was like, damn. I was like, well, I guess I got fooled by the internet there, but it's okay. I've been rooting for the Lions. The Browns are in shambles. Baker Mayfield, I think, is hurt again. Nick Chubb has COVID. Everything's just, this NFL season's crazy. Everything's been going.
It's been nuts, man.
It's out of control. Hopefully it all gets corrected. In the next couple weeks, now that we're in the double digits of the weeks, we're going to start doing signups for our playoff bucket of doom, because a lot of people, that was really popular last year, and I know I've gotten a couple people that have asked about it. We are doing it again this year. This time it's going to be all listeners, all supporters of the show. None of the shop boys are going to be in it. We want this to be for you. We'll put together something cool as a bucket of gifts, and for the winner of the Bucket of Doom Playoff Eliminator Challenge. And so stay tuned for news on that. But Mike, man, this was thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing this.
Of course. I enjoy it. I'm always here, even when I'm not here. So,
Frank, man, thanks for stopping in. Ricky, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you, man. This is it's been good. It's been real good. Bert, feel better. Hopefully, we'll see you guys on next Tuesday. Until then, take care of each other, and listen. Bet the trifecta, and get yourself some monkey butt paste.